everyone coming. I always screw this up. Well, almost always. Okay, Saturday morning warm-up.
What was that?
That's Steve Howe, his tune known as The Clap or Clap. So, I've been thinking about doing a lesson on it. Someday I might get to it. But
you played it an awful lot on the news and stuff like that.
I played bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think I've ever played it all the way through. So there it is, live and direct from... We are at the TG Cabin. It's Friday. No, it's Saturday. Saturday, August 20th, right?
Yes.
Where we have flies on the wall.
Literally.
The flies have invested in
it was our first live show in the cabin.
Yeah.
And for some reason, every fly in Los Gatos has decided to jump into the room before we could close the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, welcome. We haven't done one of these for a while. We're going to do a few more soon, and we might do them a bit more frequently every now and then as well. Now that we kind of got our...
Now we're sort of back on a...
We've got a
little more regular schedule.
Yeah, we've had a few things going on, obviously. A lot of things that...
See a lot of familiar names there. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
welcome, everybody.
So, what do you want to do?
I think we're ready to sign off. I mean, we've probably done everything we needed to do today, right?
It's the end of the show.
Yeah. So,
how is everyone out there?
We could probably answer some questions. Do we have any announcements? Maybe we should start with announcements. Oh, I did the news yesterday. It's like not a lot has happened.
I announced that I picked up the guitar for the first time in 7 months 2 weeks ago.
That's true.
I announced that.
Yeah, we have a new lesson coming up with a special guest appearance, Fly on the Wall, with Matt learning the lesson.
Yeah.
That might it'll be up in a couple of weeks, I think.
Putting it out there to embarrass myself some more, but that'll
Oh, we don't.
Yeah, no, actually.
Should we go into it a little bit?
Yeah, hey, who first person to guess this song?
Who knows what that was? Who's got it?
Who's got it? Yeah, have you figured it out yet?
There, I gave away more of it. Anybody got it yet? Oh yeah, no, that was earlier. We played.
Steve Howe
was the playing
do the open riff properly.
From
just the open.
From the surprise song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who can guess this? Because it's really, I don't know.
Somebody's got to have it by now, right?
Nirvana, no.
Ooh, no, but yeah, predates Nirvana by about a decade. Huh?
Where's Tovo? Is he in the room?
Yeah, I saw some. There were some great questions on there. So let's get to them. They probably want some quick answers.
Yeah, all right, let's start.
Keep your nails sharp and your grill hot.
Okay, the first question. Can Neil discuss why he thinks it's best not to have chords above lyrics?
Oh yeah, I love that.
And explain what he considers the best approach.
Sure. I have found that when you have a line of lyrics and chords right above them, and especially once you're pretty good at playing chords or pretty quick at seeing a letter and playing it, that you could play through a song almost flawlessly by following it. And then if I asked you how the chord progression of the verse went, you'd say, oh, I don't know, there was probably a D in there. You don't understand the form of the song. Like that's why, so when I put a chart together, it's got them laid out in like lines, usually of 4 measures in a line and some things like that, because I think it really helps to understand the music completely independently before you even remotely worry about the words. And so again, if you just see a page of lyrics with chords over the words, it's really hard to memorize them. And most of the time when you get those, especially if you get them off the internet, there's very little chance that the chords are over the right words. So for that, you of course have to go back to the original. I mean, you got to go listen to the original and do it. But I just think memorize the chord progression before you even think about singing it, and then you'll have a much better understanding of that progression and the next 85 that you learn and the next 100 that you write. So it's a way deeper thing than learning the song, which is, you know, one of my pet peeves. So
my extension to that is I look at the lyrics very often as like the emotional connection, and so that you're jumping ahead of yourself and trying to get the emotional attachment to the song, and you're not focusing on getting the music right.
Yeah, you got to have the foundation. The background has to be under control first.
Right.
So
making a smooth transition to strumming from picking, but going back gives me grief for a couple of reasons. Okay, so from picking to strumming. Firstly, getting the fingers immediately into the correct position, and also because going from strumming to picking usually involves a sudden and drastic change of tempo. Is there any suggestions for practicing a technique for switching back and forth between strumming and picking?
The biggest thing, it shouldn't be that difficult to go from picking to strumming. Now, unless you're trying the invisible pick or the hidden pick trick or something like that, which again is where you've got the pick jammed into your fingers so that you can grab it and switch. Right, okay, but let's not go there for now. But going from finger picking into strumming, like if I was doing brain damage. If I wanted to just get it strumming, it shouldn't be that difficult to go from picking to strumming. You just have to you do keep the same tempo though, so things don't change. But now, in the case of something like brain damage, getting back to picking is harder, and probably the best thing to think about for that is you can have a clear break, which that song luckily does. What happens right there?
It's like a minor or something.
It hits the A chord, and you hold it for 4 beats. So like that's actually a very easy one to do because you don't have to do this and then be right there on the D. Matter of fact, that is always going to sound terrible. So if I wanted to play that A longer, I would do 2 things. I would soften up, I would start getting quieter, because especially if I've been hitting it hard. If we did this, now start making it softer and very light, little brushing maybe there, and then you have to get your hand back in position. The thing you could practice is just worrying about getting to the first pinch. You know, that this is a typical technique that is useful all over the place, is working on the transition from one measure to another. Just get to the first thing that is the part that you can already start with. You know you can start here. But what you can't do is get out of this and do this. Well, the first step of that would be to do this and just get that and stop and focus on that tiny little part, because once you could do that well, get small and go in and just do that pinch and do that 100 times. And if you don't hit it, this is one of my, if you go in there and miss it, it does you 0 good to now put it down and start like you're just going to continue with the song. You just didn't practice anything useful for that song. So that's one of the biggest things. in anything you ever do is make sure that you practice it the way it's going to happen in a song. And it's not going to happen that you finish one measure and you can have a break and go start the next measure. But in your head, when you're practicing it, you do that all the time. You know, but connecting measures is a big deal.
Is that trying to improve my quick strumming technique, more specifically the quick triple strum that starts some bars where rather than a simple downstroke.
Okay, work on Tequila Sunrise. That very first measure of Tequila Sunrise, which is in the free lesson section, I think, so don't go looking at it in the target section, I don't think, is...
the dumbed down version.
Yeah, it's a dumbed down song.
Yeah.
Was it written by... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, let's not go.
Okay, so...
It wasn't written by Tom Petty.
It was Jackson Browne's wife, I think.
It wasn't Tom Petty.
Okay, no. Anyway, the quick double time in there, what you need to do is practice just doing some downs and then down ups, and now you have to turn one of those ups into a down up. So your hand has to go twice as fast. So you practice that very slowly. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now on the first up, I want to put in a double down up. I'm essentially making 16th notes there. So anyway, that opening little lick to Tequila Sunrise that I'm pretty sure is in the tablature to it is a good place to practice that. Now, where that usually, I think what the one thing that question is asking for is that's a very effective thing to do just before a chord change. So there it was. That's what it sounded like in Brown Eyed Girl, for example. You're going down, down, up, down, down, up. A double time down, up. Now I'll do that slower. One more time, then we can get on.